Hey there, everyone. This is Eric Richards from SpringsHousesOnline.com and Springs Houses Online Realty. A lender friend of mine shared this image that came from the National Association of Realtors. They've been masters of tracking home buying and home selling data for over 50 years. And now, thanks to the age of the internet and being able to rapidly share these images, we can help make sense of some of the chaos that is going on in the market, changing interest rates, home prices that seem to never stop escalating during COVID, and so on. But this data right here is really, really interesting to me. It's also really alarming. But let's go over where it started and then where we are now. Going back to 1981, you can see that the dark blue line is repeat buyers. We don't know if this is second, third, fourth, fifth, or sixth homes. It just indicates that these are people who have bought homes before. So trade up buyers is the category we typically lump them into. With the yellow line, that's all buyers. So that's everyone who's either never bought a home or someone who's bought a home. And then first time home buyers. I like especially the first time home buyer graphic because it is a relatively flat line when you compare it to the other two, meaning it wasn't as dramatic of an increase, 29 to 40 years of age. But where it really got interesting was right around here. It looks like during COVID, where we went from probably someone in their young 30s being the first time home buyer, and then now up or going back to 1981 being 29. So not a lot of change. And what happened here during this time period? I think a lot of that is that rapid price escalation that we saw in a lot of home markets where the available housing stock compared to the amount of people that wanted to own homes just wasn't able to meet demand. And when I think back to those time periods when I'd open the MLS and I'd see 900 homes available compared to the 3,400 we have right now. And that's just in my little market. So that is a big, big thing for me. Second, when you consider the repeat buyers changing from roughly 30, over here, I'm just kind of guessing at roughly 33 years of age, all the way up to 62, nearly doubling. So are people caught in that paradigm of buy and die, meaning they buy one home and they stay in it forever? Possibly. It certainly feels like people are moving around a lot more. So that might be helping out with this idea. But why so many at this older age? Why so many are repeat buyers that have moved that up? Um, I think that economists far smarter than me. I think the data analysts at National Association of Realtors would have some interesting info or insight on this. But for my own meager, small market, analysis and all of this, I have to assume that a lot of people just stayed in that first time home for a long period of time, and then that repeat transaction took place much later in life, as opposed to the typical progression that we were seeing back in the 80s and 90s, where it was own a home for 5 or 7 years, trade up, 5 or 7 years, trade up. That's the only assumption I can really make. So anyway, hope you found this graph interesting, and I look forward to talking to you on the next video. Thanks.